Live again. I've reeled in another one, Snark and Bourbon on TikTok.
Hey, folks.
So we are going to roll up a character. I have no idea where he's going to go with this. So this is definitely going to be an interesting night. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So Snark, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hanging in there for Monday night, I think it is. Yeah, Monday, right?
More or less, yeah.
As you
It's
get
still Monday
older,
somehow.
right? As you get older, the days are like, I think it's Monday. It's probably Tuesday though.
I
Who
spent a
knows?
good portion of last week mistaking what day it was. So, and unfortunately, I'm 33 going on 34, and I feel like at this point, it's not going to get much better from here for me.
Oh, it's not. I rank up next month. I rank up towards the end of the month of this month. So just giving you a
Happy.
preview of your future. It gets faster, and soon the young ones will be looking at you going, okay, I'm gonna go get a job. And you're like, wait a minute, you can't do that yet. You're not allowed to. I didn't say you could grow up. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
So awesome. Legends of Kralis creation, character creation. Now, generally it only takes really only takes about 10 or 15 minutes once you get into it. But because I'm a TikToker, Twitcher, streamer, kind of talkator kind of thing, I like to talk. So if you ever get bored, just throw something at your screen. I will dodge it, but so the way with Legends of Kralis is, as I've told everybody that's joined me and has been awesome about creating their characters, is that you need a character concept. Whoa. I'm going to make a little bit of an edit here because we have a friend join us who's hanging out in the background.
Good stuff. I'm starting to brew an idea as to where I want to go with this, but I also want to make sure it's a fun journey too, because obviously there's a lot going on with this game that's unique to Legends of Kralis, and I want to really help emphasize that, as opposed to just, we're gonna make a character tonight. And it's like, oh, you can do that in any system, but it's not gonna be as cool as this.
Well, I don't know. Every system has got its bonuses, has got its good parts and bad parts. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I've been playing since 1977, actually 76. Um, yes, I am that old. Don't laugh.
I,
Don't laugh at
no
your
judgment.
elders. Don't laugh at your elders. Uh, so,
Your Dungeons and Dragons career is 11 years older than I am, so
I actually was DMing my first games in 1979. So,
that's really cool. That's really cool.
and so
I
I've
didn't DM
seen.
my first game until about a month ago, even though I've been playing for 20 years.
So,
I'm the greenest in this group then. I didn't get into TTRPGs until 2012, and I have not played them consistently until 2 years ago.
so
So it's
what
been a
got
lot
you
of me.
involved in TTRPGs? What brought you into the fold of this really weird little family?
So back when I was at college, I was at school. I live in Pittsburgh. All of my life is in Pittsburgh. I went to school at Edinburgh University, which is Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. Um, if you're familiar with the state, you may know of it. Otherwise, it's a place you drive past on the way to Erie. Um, I, by the end of my time there, everyone else that I knew had graduated, or everyone that I was really close with had graduated. And so I was still part of the Gamers Guild, but I was in this funk. I was like, I don't want to be around people. I'm going to be a hermit. I'm going to eat ice cream and be miserable. And my one friend who had graduated was like, that is a horrible idea. What are you doing to yourself? And so I started going back to the Gamers Guild, and generally just like there existing. And a couple of my friends were like, hey, we're playing this Day After Ragnarok campaign. You like crazy shit, right? And excuse me, apologies for the
No, don't
language. I
worry
should
about
have
it.
checked with.
It's an 18-year-old plus channel, so
Oh, okay. Well, I feel better about that. But they're like, yeah, you should join us. I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, you're gonna join us. Come over here. We're gonna build your character together. Um, and
So you were brought in mostly by force. Like you're gonna do this.
exactly. And the best part of it was though, that first session got me hooked. But the second session was like building to the finale. And because my character was such a deceptive and persuasive son of a bitch, um, we ended up splitting the party, which obviously it's taboo, but we split the party, and I ended up convincing these guards of a cult that I was one of them, and the person traveling me with obviously they're part of it too. And the short of it is, it went from what should have been about a 4-hour session. Uh, it ended up wrapping up at about 12 hours. We ended that the next morning. So
Wow.
we started at 6 p.m. and we ended it at 6 a.m.
How old were you?
That was when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, back when I was about your age, 20, 21, 22, we would pull 24-hour games on weekends. We'd start Friday night and we wouldn't end until Sunday. And everybody was cycling through. We'd have two GMs cycling through, and someone would take a nap. We were all, but this was a group of like 12 people. So 6 people would come in, 6 people would leave. And it was just this awesome rotation. And can't do that nowadays. I can probably go 18, 20 hours, but I don't know if I could do all 24 hours at some point.
I mean, that sounds really cool. I think that's fantastic.
And it's
I sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was interrupting you.
I have to concede, the one shot that we did, as much fun as I had with all of the folks that I played with this past Saturday, Deadlands. The next day, I did not anticipate to feel so tired.
Well, it's also a matter of the fact that you're sitting down in a chair for all that length of time. You're not moving.
I made it worse because I'm in my home office right now. Like I said before the stream started, my home office is in a bit of state of disarray because we're moving stuff around, rearranging rooms right now. For the streamed game, I was in my bedroom, so I was
You were laying down in the bed?
like I was like side saddle, like with my legs swung over the side of the bed. I had a box in front of me with my laptop and my microphone set up on it. I had no sensation in my left leg by the time I was done with it. I got up and I nearly fell into my dresser. It was just whoop, that moment. So,
that learned you a lesson, didn't it?
Yeah, Advil has been my very dear friend today.
I bet it has been. Yeah, so you got to get up and move around. I was actually talking to Serby, who's in with the channel with us right now, of actually maybe doing a one-shot 12-hour game dungeon crawl with first rank Legends of Kralis characters. And what happens is people like a West Marches kind of game where people move in and move out based off of where they're at. People may die, someone may not do that, and just have people up. Okay, you're coming in next, that kind of thing, and see how that works. I don't know. It's not a lot of work for me, to be honest with you. It's more of scheduling everybody to be able to do that, right? And so we'll see what happens with that. So Legends of Kralis, you literally can forge within the rules. And when I say this, and then I have a couple friends, well, I wanted to be this. Okay, well, that's not really in the rules. Well, why isn't it? You said we could be anything. I'm like, okay, now you're taking it to the far extreme. Yes, you can be anything within Legends of Kralis within the rules, right? I mean, otherwise, let's just go outside in the backyard and I'm going to play the cop and you be the robber and I shoot you and that's the end of the rules kind of thing. But yeah, so when you play Legends of Kralis, you want to come in with an archetype. And archetypes can be, anything. And it's interesting to see people come in, I want to play this archetype. And by the time they're done with their character creation, that archetype has morphed or changed in such a way that it's either a super archetype or a completely different archetype based off of the decisions that they've made on their character creation. So you've had the PDF for a little while. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to really go through it. Have you had a chance to go through the species?
I'm sorry?
Have you had a chance to go through the species?
So a little bit, and for whatever reason, and I cannot tell you why, but I'm kind of stuck on, is it Manix?
Yes, it is a Mannix. It is a Mannix. And so just I laugh because Mootley just created a Mannix character.
Ah,
So no, and you can
I
do
don't
that.
know.
That's what you want to do. Then
I
you
feel
can
like
do
that
that.
might be old hat now, though.
It's old hat. It's like God. It's already been done.
I just,
It depends on where you
we'll
go
see.
with it.
I feel like my antics are a different flavor from the stuff that Mootley gets into because her capacity for ideas and chaos and whatnot is very different from mine. I would dare say I pale in comparison to a lot of the stuff she comes up with, but I need to also not get into the self-deprecation either.
So
So we'll see. I'm gonna go.
in the same vein
Go
that
ahead.
you've talked to Drag and everybody else about being self-deprecation, stop it.
Mhm.
Just stop it.
Yeah,
So
I deserve
yes,
that.
Lord Baron, Nick, every legend is unique. You can have the same kind of species and have a completely different character altogether. So there's 15 different species that you can choose from. What kind of archetype are you looking at in your brain? If you're going to play Legends of Kralis, what standard kind of like archetype do you like to play?
So I typically go for support classes, whether that's DPS or healer. And so again, this is going back to like my World of Warcraft roots, so I apologize. But so previously I've been a cleric. I really favor warlocks, but for the reason why I went with the Mannix, why I think I honed in on them, is the idea of like this small, tricky, elusive character, and like looking in the description itself, like the thieves, but there's a lot of stuff you can steal. And so it's probably not the best. Don't steal things. Don't. I'm not condoning committing crimes. Um, don't do that. But like thinking beyond the idea of stealing material things, there are these small characters. You have a lot of potential for like a wily sort of. And so my brain went, what if the direction I take this character in is someone who doesn't deal in stolen goods, but stolen information, stolen secrets. So you have like the whole spy vibe going on.
I feel you. I'm right there with you. All right, so we'll just jump in with this. We are going to go ahead and go to page 43 if you're not already there. And we're going to go ahead and make another Mannix. And I wonder how different this character is going to be from Elisa, which was Dell's character, Mootley's character, to see how where you come from and what perspective. So this can definitely be an interesting thing, and I'll definitely tag her on it and have her watch it if she's capable. But let's see where you're going with this. So a Mannix is a mouse folk or mouseoid creature, and they're really kind of cool. They are a species without an actual country, nation, or domain that they call their own, right? They take up residences within the larger constructed worlds of the larger species. Because I mean, Mootley's character is only 2'4", right? I mean, think about that. That's the size of a 4-year-old or less, right? So that's where she went with that. So on page 44, this is where we're going to get into the crunch of this. You'll see a box there. It says Mannix features. That literally ties into, on the character sheet, we're going to go to the character sheet, page 2 now. There's a box there called Species, Features, and Traits.
Okay, yeah, here we are.
Yeah, you got it? Right on. Cool. And so what you want to do, everything that goes in there is everything all the way up to species abilities. That's going to go in a different location. And so what you can do is you can copy and paste that however you want. And put it in there. And I'm going to create the character alongside you to see how you go with this. Normally what I do is I go ahead and I copy and paste all the languages in there, first and foremost. Now, as a Mannix, you have a very unique ability once we've got this. On your languages, when it says and either Avad or Common, which language are you going to go with? Now, Common is more or less the basic language of the world. Yes, it's human tongue, but it's not just human tongue. It's got a lot of it's almost considered a trade language, right? Everybody speaks it.
Okay. So I think, given the direction that I'm going with this character, common would make sense. Just making the worlds a more accessible place, and again, dealing with secrets and whatnot.
Right.
I think that would probably track with what I'm going for here.
Okay. So you gain a +10 to your fear checks. So go ahead and grab that, and we're also going to do something a little different with that. We're going to put that in a spot for you.
Okay.
So go ahead and put that in the. Oh, I always do that. I think I would know that by now. Go ahead and put your +10 to versus fear there. Now, if you scroll just a little bit to get to see the bottom half of the page 1, you'll see that there is a fear check there. Just go ahead and put that +10 right there. So when we get ready to generate that, we'll know we add a +10 to that. It just makes it easier. All right.
Yes.
You also gain +10 to surprise checks and alertness checks.
Nice.
Come on, computer. There we go. Now, again, definitely put those in the species and features, but the +10 also, let's go up to your skills section there and go ahead in alertness, and it's all alphabetical. Go ahead and put another put a +10 in your alertness.
All right. So that was alertness, fear,
And surprise,
and
surprise is just something that sticks in the back of your mind, and that's why it goes in that species features. I don't have like
I
a
gotcha.
surprise check. Well, I do, but
Okay.
I don't have like a section for that.
I gotcha. Okay.
All right. And next, what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and put in your gift of languages. So basically, as a Mannix, once per rank, anytime that you hear a new language, you may make an intelligence check at a TS of 4. If you do, you learn that language, but you can only learn one language per rank. So if you hear 3 different languages, you have to choose which one of those languages you want to learn. And it's an instant, almost like an instant, like, God, I got this. I've got the linguistics behind it. I know how they're talking, and I can put this together.
That's very nice. I like that a lot.
Does that also allow like being able to read that language and write that language as well?
That's a
Ooh,
good
that's a good
question.
question.
That is a good question. And no, it does not. It just allows you to speak it. Think all 13th Warrior. Have you seen that movie, Snark?
I have not.
You need to go watch it.
it-
It's with Antonio Banderas, and his character is Arabian, and he comes to the north to live with the Celts or whatever they are up there, and he doesn't know how to speak their languages. But over one night, he's like listening to him, and he eventually gets it, and that's where that concept comes from. Also, another favorite where I actually pull this from as well is Hoshi from Star Trek Enterprise. She's got this ear for languages.
For whatever reason,
Yeah.
my brain was like, it makes me think of the Babelfish, but obviously not quite the same because that's a assisted understanding versus learning it.
Right. All right, so you've got claws, which give you a bonus to your. I hate when I do that. To your climb, so it's a +20 to your climb, and guess what? There's a skill for that. So +20 in the climb section of your skill section.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they do 2 base damage. Now, we write it down as 2 BD, but base damage basically, because Legends of Kralis doesn't roll extra dice for damage. You have a number of successes after you've calculated all successes, and you take that success, those number of successes, and you multiply it times the damage that you're trying to do with whatever. So you literally have, because you've got claws, you've got a small, like almost daggerish like weapon, right? So when you go to roll, like let's say you don't have your dagger with you. Maybe I've thrown you in prison and you have to escape, but you've got your claws. And this guard comes charging at you. You go, you know what? I'm going to run right at him. And when I do, for my first action, because you've got the initiative, because you're moving so fast, I'm going to go right for his face. Just like, those claw cat attacks. Yama, go for it. And that's your base damage. And here's the funny part. It's not the funny part. It's the realistic hardcore part. With 2 base damage, you could kill somebody at first rank with just your claws.
Oh wow, that's very nice.
Yeah, but remember, it can come back at you, so just be aware of that.
Yeah.
And as a small character, you don't want to be the tank. I used to have a species called the Spritekin, and they're actually in the Hilarious Legends of Kralis Bestiary guide. And I had to move them there because for some reason, when I had them in the player's guide, a lot of people chose them because they had the ability to fly, and they're like, "Oh, great, I'm a flying tank." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. You've got 20 health. You get hit, you go down." And so they're flying into war, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in," and they get killed. I'm like, you are not a frontline tanker. You just can't be. Well, you can be, but you have to take some different abilities. They were meant to be the long distance casters, archers, those kind of things. But these people just kept going. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the problem out because I don't want someone to complain that the species sucks because they're playing it wrong. I'm going to put it someplace else. And so, I put in a different species because it's strange how people do things. Now, you also have swift stealth. Can't pronounce my S's tonight. Swift stealth basically means that you can move at full speed and still be considered stealthing.
Oh, that's
where
very
normal
nice. I like
stealthing, we're mostly sneaking character. I can't even talk tonight. Most characters that stealth can only move at half or a quarter of their rate because they're too big. You run. You can run across the same place they are and still be considered stealthy, which is, I think, kind of mousy, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, thank you, Lord Baron, for the stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you for the cheers. All right, so now every Legends of Kralis character has 5 abilities that they begin with at first rank. You get your first 2 from your species. So that's what we're going to do now. So now you'll see on the last thing there, it says species abilities, and they are described on the sheet just below. Choose 2.
Yes. Choose 2.
Choose 2. You rock, Mr. Baron. Thank you. Also, don't forget that everything that, if you guys donate via my channel, the donations are going to the Trevor project, so don't forget to do that.
Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that. That is a fantastic cause. So my thanks in advance to anyone who does donate.
Hello, operator, sir. Thank you for the follow. Oh my, I'm gonna melt now. I'm gonna melt. What? You're
also
insane. Ahoy!
I can hear about this later. I already tattled on myself to my wife. So if Hello Operator is still among us, ooh.
Oh, that's right. We got to do that, right? I can't even do it the way he does it. So it's ooh. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to clip that out, and that's gonna become a YouTube thing now.
Oh God! Oh, I brought it on myself.
You brought it on both of us. You brought it on both of us. So go ahead and choose 2 of these 2 abilities. And now remember where you're wanting to go with this. No. I'm not saying I'm going to clip it out. I'm actually going to take a clip of our Twitch thing here, and I'm going to put it on YouTube as its own 20-second clip. So it'll be there forever. Immortalized us doing that. So, and so remember, you want to be this spy and this other kind of stuff. So think about what you want to do with that. And if you have any questions about the
I have 2 that I'm really digging for this.
Okay.
So 1 being diplomat and 2 in the shadows.
Absolutely. I think those are perfect for your spy character. So let's go ahead and grab diplomat first. And when you go to copy that, that goes into the section just below the species, features, and traits. Called abilities, and go ahead and put that there, and then you get a +10 bonus to any convince, haggle, or interrogate checks. That's all 3, not one or the other. That's all 3.
Oh, that's very nice.
And so at the top in your character sheet, obviously what we're going to do is we're going to go up there and we're going to put a +10 in our convince. We're going to put a +10 in our haggle, and then we'll put a +10 in that interrogate. Interrogate can also be used as convince is also used as the intimidation factor if you want to use that. But interrogate is getting down to the nitty gritties of things.
Okay, convince, haggle, and interrogate, and that's all. That's plus 10. That's
Plus
very
10 to
nice.
convince, haggle, and interrogate. Right. And then you're doing the in the shadows.
Hmm.
You know, Serby, if you're still there with us, I think I can feel Shadowcraft or Shadow Data being in his future.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, man. When you get there, take a look at it.
Very
I
interesting
definitely
concept.
will.
So basically, in the shadows, basically says that there's a 20% chance that when you're attacked, they just simply miss you. As long as you're in within, darkness. It's just not like, in the middle of the day. It's got to be torchlight or less. They just miss you. And I took that from the fact that I had a lot of problems with mice because I couldn't see them in the dark, and I just simply missed my attacks when I was trying to kill them with my shoes. And you have to do that
That's
when
a
you've got 3 hunting cats that come to your door like, hey, Dad, let me in. I've got a mouse. You're like, do you have anything in your mouth? No. When they run in, they let go of the mouse inside the house.
Yep.
All right. So, Diplomat and In the Shadows. I think those are brilliant for your character. All right. So, we are essentially done with this portion of your character.
Very nice. I'm just trying to copy over.
No worries. Just let me know
in
when
the
you're ready.
shadows. There we go. Okay. I made the mistake of my wireless mouse is not available because my laptop has one USB port and then the other 2 are USB-C. So I got a mouse that has a USB-C nib to it. And it is somewhere in my house. I don't know where it is in my house, but I know it exists in this plane of existence.
Well, you
in this
hope it still
particular
exists in this
dwelling.
plane of existence. I mean,
Yeah.
if Hellboy has anything to do anything, it's no longer on this plane of existence.
If anything, I am convinced because some time ago my wife did purchase, back when it was still Think Geek, before that sadly died away, the messenger bag of holding, and so I'm convinced that
Brilliant.
when things go missing, it's clearly because the bag man paid me a visit and just spirited it away. It's gone. Never getting it back.
Wow.
And then I find it when I'm
then you find
swearing
it
my
when-
way
yeah,
through finding
right.
something else.
Exactly. All right, so we are essentially done with that. That's the basic building block of your character. We know it's a Mannix. We know that you have claws, that you can climb really well, and that you've chosen Diplomat and In the Shadows for your spy-like character. So now we're going to generate the crunchy part, and this is where it gets crunchy. Turn to page 53 on the player's guide, if you don't mind.
Yep, let's do this.
All right, so the way I designed Legends of Kralis characters is based off your size. So your attributes are a reflection of your size. So if you open up the attribute determination scratch sheet, now again, I've done this because again, I'm coming from a place where many people may not even know how to. They'll be coming from Dungeons and Dragons. Mostly Warhammer Fantasy people love this game because it's like, I get this. This works for me, right? So with this sheet, this is just a sample sheet. It helps you keep track of the numbers so you don't have to go, what did I do with this number, right? So your base size for your strength is going to be 40. Your stamina is going to be 40, but your agility and perception are both 60. Now, those are the physical attributes. Your mental attributes, like everybody else, is 50.
Okay.
Okay? So you should have 40, 40, 60, 60, 50, all the way down.
50 all the way down. Easy peasy.
All right, now here comes the fun part. You're going to roll 4d10.
Bear with me. I have. Jesus, how do I have so many d20s out here? Shocking to no one, I guess. That is. Ha! So I have one of my percentile. My other one. I guess I could have just done digital dice. Now that I'm thinking
Do you want me
about
to?
it,
Do you want me to roll for you?
No. So I have one of the ones from. I apologize. My shtick is shamelessly shilling. I purchased sets, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely, all the time.
The ever fantastic Dead Coral Dice did 3 sets based on the 3 spiritual stones from Legends of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh wow!
The Kokiri Emerald, Goron Ruby, and Zora Sapphire, So this one is from the Zora Sapphire set.
Brilliant.
I love them. They're absolutely beautiful dice.
Do you have a link for them?
I will let me grab. I think it's so. They are Dead Coral Dice on Etsy. So Etsy.com/Dead Coral Dice, I think, is the
All
link
right. So
convention.
while you're rolling that up, I will do the Dead Coral Dice look in Etsy.
All right, and that's 4d10. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna roll it 4 times since I can't find my other ones. Oh God. Actually, excuse me 1 sec. I'm
No,
gonna drop off
absolutely.
screen for a second because I think I know where I have some. Just have to move for a second.
No worries. I can't find them. And he said Dead Coral Dice, right?
Yes, Dead Coral Dice.
I found it. If you want me to send you the link.
Yeah. No, you've got moderator privileges. Just throw it on the chat there. Give them a boost. Absolutely. When it comes to dice, especially people who create D10 dice, let's do it. Let's go. You need more D10 dice in your life.
I do. I'm gonna need plenty more. There we are. I have my dumb face back on the screen. And then I grabbed my bag of dice that I had nearby.
So while we're doing this, if Hello Operator is still watching and listening, I'm coming for you next. You're going to roll up a Legends of Kralis character. Coming for you. I mean, all the cool kids are doing it.
Oh Lord, then I need to leave. I'm
no,
sorry.
what are you talking about? You're one of the cool kids. Are you kidding me?
I, for what it's worth, by the way, as much as I antagonize him, Hello Operator has got to be one of the most warm and pleasant
absolutely.
and welcoming
I can't
presences.
disagree with you on that at all. I mean, life experiences.
I can't speak highly enough.
Yo, absolutely. He's an amazing individual. He really is.
That is not.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw. He's the only one in the world that's actually got the Lord Ancient Mummy doing "What do you mean, ooh woo" shirt from me. He's the only one in the world. He's got 2 of them, one for him and one for his lovely wife. No one else has them.
That's fantastic. That is the best possible situation for that. All right, I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, I'm just rolling one a second time because I don't want to make you wait too long. But or did I just? Yes. Oh well. So one of them is a percentile. Is that all right?
It doesn't matter as long as it's got 0 through 9 on it, or even
it's
on
got
this
10
particular
sides
yeah.
to it.
It's
That's
got 10
what
sides to
matters.
it. That's all that matters. You're going to add those together. So again, you're going to roll 4d10. You're going to re-roll any ones. Okay, re-roll any ones, and then discard the lowest and add those 3 dice together. Give you the best optimal kick out there.
All right, very good. That's such a satisfying sound too.
Right?
Oh God, like I missed this because when everything happened with the pandemic, the panini, whatever people, God Almighty. I always feel silly when it's like, oh, the pandemic, the panini, the panorama. Just call it a pandemic. It sucks no matter what you call it. But veering off. What's that?
The plague.
The plague.
Yeah, Jesus, it might as well be at this point.
What's the plague?
It's absolutely biblical. But so when everything went virtual for D&D games, it was virtual dice and Roll20. I'm like, this is nice and all, but like, I've been indulging this addiction, and I have a lot of nice math rocks that are not getting rolled. All right, so you said re-roll any ones?
Re-roll any ones.
And take the best 3.
And add those together.
I was like, that's a 9. No, it's a 6, Philip. You can't read. Oop. There's my name. Whatever.
No worries.
All right, so 5, 6, and 3 is 14, and that is for the strength roll?
No, so what you're going to do is that you go ahead and roll that, do that same thing 8 times. Once you're done with that, you get to assign your roles that best fit your character. So, but let me know what the roles are so I can keep track of them with you. So
all right,
14.
Perfect. So first one is 14.
That's below average, Snark.
Well,
If you roll 3 2s in a row, I'm gonna roll for you.
I can tell you that this one's very nice. I got a 10, a 6, and a 9. So that's
25.
25. That's a
Brilliant.
very spicy number.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
a very
that.
very good number.
All right. Okay, that's 2 1. Oh, jeez, that's 2 ones.
Brilliant.
All right, so excuse me as I'm like trying to do mental math in
No,
real
just say out the
time here.
numbers. Just say out the numbers.
17. So 7, 7, 3, and 3. So obviously dropping one of those, you
Dropping
get 7.
17.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. That's a number I like to see. 9, 5, 3, and 2. So
17.
mm-hmm. Okay, I'm liking this more. 9, 6, 5, and 3. So
20.
Yep. Oh, I got a 1. I'm gonna re-roll that. 4 now. 8, 4, and then 2 3s.
So 15.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, 15. I have harder
Yes.
times with the smaller numbers than I do with the larger numbers. That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
that's fair. No judgment here, since again you're watching me in real time. Like, oh, how math?
We're both doing the same math.
Okay. Here. 9, 7, and 4.
20.
20.
Mm-hmm.
You're cheating, aren't you, Serby? Aren't you? You got a calculator.
No, I was always good with numbers.
I'm pretty good with numbers.
Oh, I like this one a lot. So we've got 10, 8, and 6.
24.
That's 24.
Yep.
Brilliant. All right. So you rolled kind of on average, a little bit below average, and then some. You got 4 stats that are above average. So again, what you want to do with your character, right, is you want to be this infiltrator spy, kind of like Mannix. Is that right? Is that what we're going for?
Yes.
So what you're the things that you're going to want to do is, I think you're going to probably stay with the stealth focus. I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. Your 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 attributes that you're going to really want to focus on are going to be your agility, your perception, your intelligence, your willpower, and either wits or charisma. Charisma more likely, since you've gone with diplomat and some of the skills that you have been given for free are charisma based. You may want to go charisma. But yeah,
I was feeling charisma as well. So
let's start with that 25 first. Where do you want to put that bad boy?
I'm thinking the 25 in charisma.
All right, 25. Now, just a little heads up, because you don't know when you're new to it. Willpower is predominantly used with the stealthing roguish abilities. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So you've got a 24. What do you want to do with that one?
Well, keeping that in mind, I think I'll give the 24 to willpower then.
All right, brilliant. All right, your first 20?
Perception.
Okay. Your second 20?
And then you said agility is a good one as well.
Right.
Yeah?
Agility and intelligence are going to be your next 2 big ones that you're going to want to drop the larger rolls in.
All right, I'm going to go with agility, I think,
right.
for the 20.
And I take you're going to take one of those 17s and put it in intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The other 3.
And then the sad numbers.
Like, man, I'm not as smart. What do you want to do with those? First, your second 17.
My second 17, I think I'll throw in wits.
Okay.
And then it leaves me with what I had a 14 and something else that was
14
very
and a 15.
unfortunate.
14 and a 15.
Jesus.
Dead on average. Dead on average with those. Well, 16, 15 and a half, 15, 7, but still.
I think so we're already establishing this character is not going to be the in-your-face tankish sort of character. So I'm going to go with 15 for stamina, just to have it in there, and 14 in strength.
All right, very good. All right, so we are definitely done with that. Now the next thing you get to choose is this, because I've designed Legends of Kralis and I've been working with it a lot to try to make it as open and as welcoming as possible. Right? You get to now add species modifiers in there. You can either do the standard, which is listed there, or you can go. You know what? I want my character to be the way I want it to be, and use table 2A, which is the attribute modifiers optional rule, which basically states that you get to add a +10 to any 2 and a +5 to any 1. Or you can go with the standards that are already there. And out of the 12 people that have rolled characters with me, it's been almost 50-50, with people doing it one way, people doing it another way. I think it's fabulous.
I think I like the standard spread.
Okay.
So +10 to any 2, stamina, agility, wits, or willpower. I'm just taking a look at what I have right now, because that gives me a chance to beef up my wits a little bit, and my intelligence could use it as well. So I'm thinking maybe +10 to the intelligence. That was
Okay.
one of them.
Sure.
No, I lied. No, stamina, agility, wits, or willpower. Excuse me. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with 10 to agility, since that was one of the 20s, and then 10 to wits
All right. Brilliant.
for my species modifiers.
All right. We are essentially done with determining your base core abilities for your species. Now we're going to turn to your character focuses. Now, character focuses is as close to classes as we get. We have backgrounds, they give you some additional bonuses, but this is as close to classes as we get. And classes can be broken down into really 4 umbrella aspects, right? Your combats, your socials, your knowledges, and your focus and your stealths, right? Seriously, they can all be broken down to that, and that's basically what we've done here, right? So, what focus do you feel your character is going to go into? I think it's going to go stealth. I mean, if you're going to be that way, or you could go social, right? Social gives you access to social abilities like taunt. Well, you can get them anyway, but there's things like taunt and yield and all these different kind of things that you can do. So either stealth or social. My money's on stealth, but social is a up in your, can be
With
also used that way.
with that charisma, he seems to be kind of the spy that can just talk you out of the information that he wants.
Right. He's got willpower and charisma 1 point off from each other. So in either case, he'd be a great stealther or a great orator, bardish kind of thing. You know,
Trick
I
you into giving him all the information he wants without
right.
actually having to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the social focus,
All right, brilliant.
and this feels like the direction the character's kind of taken me. I the only thing that my brain isn't really getting to yet is a name for this character, but I like the idea of there's information that we need, and instead of necessarily having to resort to sneaking into the place, it's just talking up the right people at the right time.
Absolutely. So at the top of your character sheet on page 1 is this little box that's got your species, your size, and your focus in there. So go ahead and in there and choose species for Mannix, social for your focus, and your size is small. As for names, Mannix have very unique names. They don't have any last names. They are mostly, so the Mannix names that I came up with are derived from Brian Jack's Redwall series. So like Martin the Swift, Elisa the Quick. Eliza is actually, because of where she went as a Mannix, and this is Dell's character, her name is Elsa the Iron Maiden.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because of what she is a biomechanical mechanic, and she wants to create her own clockwork Iron Man like outfit to be able to use at some point.
Oh, that's so cool. I love
So I'm
it.
like, let's do it. And so we chose Iron Maiden. So
Hmm.
that's where you can think of those names. And if you still need a little bit of help with that, which is perfectly okay, the Mannix on their page 43 has a little section there called language and names. And down at the bottom there it says typical names. So you have like, and that's on page 43. They're like Amos the War Shadow, Anna the White, Autumn the Unwise, Basil the Wise, Bella the Warclaw, Dark Eye, Jacob the Swift, Skintail, Tristan the Slayer. Things that are generally their name and what they're known for. Like for instance, Anna the White is she's got Anna the White because most of her coat, because it's she's got a coat, is mostly white. For instance.
Hmm. It's one of those ones where it popped into my head. I'm gonna roll with it. That seems what it's calling out to me. Ezrin the Swift Tongue.
Nice.
Really, I like that name. I think that's actually fitting for your character as you're doing this. That's awesome. All right, since you are page 54, since you're going with the social focus, now you get to add in your focus modifiers for your character, and we'll be done with the generation of your attributes. Social gains a +5 to the charisma right off the bat, just +5. Boom. Then you get to choose a +5 to one other attribute listed: wits, stamina, or strength. If you plan on doing any casting or being a caster or having any casting ability, stamina is the attribute from which we derive our fatigue points, which is used to power your spells, your magic, either your arcane, your divine, or your genhu.
All right, so I'm thinking +5 to stamina would behoove me as well.
Okay.
All right. So for attributes, because I hadn't filled this out, I was doing the scratch sheet.
No worries.
Um,
So you should have I don't know if you can see it on the Twitch if you're following me on Twitch.
Let me bring that up right now, because again, I have limited screen space, and for whatever reason, so I'm watching right now on Discord, and for whatever reason, when I try to do like the snap, so it's like one side and the other side, Discord's like, no, I'm taking up as much screen space as possible.
You
This
gotta
is
love
my real
Discord.
estate.
Yeah, it's my real
It's free
estate.
Discord real estate.
You don't like it? I don't care. I'm taking
Too bad.
over.
You're the one that chose this program.
Right, exactly.
Twitch. Make sure the volume's off because I don't really feel like hearing my voice. It's bad enough that I've got this going on. Oh Lord, it's my face.
It's your face. That's a cute face.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't want an advertisement. Go away. Cooperate, please.
No, it'll take a second. It's a 30-second advertisement.
Daryl Dixon in State of Survival. Oh, things that I care about.
Right?
Oh, goodness. All right, cool. Okay, yes, I see the screen now. Fantastic.
All right, so that's basically your total attribute score should look something like that.
All right, so for total attributes then, that's so I'm looking at the actual character sheet.
Right.
Am I plugging those numbers in on which side? I'm sorry.
So what you'll do is the big box that's empty is where you'll plug them in, and it'll automatically assign figure out the attribute modifiers for you. So you can just copy and paste those in.
That is super easy. All right, so total attribute score goes into the box.
Did I do that again? Did I do that? I hate when I do that, Serby. I don't get it. Why does it do that?
Wait, what happened?
I'm just complaining to you. I moved too quickly and I pulled the screen off.
Ah.
I pulled the tab off for the PDF.
I think I was kind of the guinea pig at creating a character on Twitch, but my character is would definitely work with yours as far as
He
you've
basically created
started it.
a Balian ninja cleric assassin person, basically. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how we ended up doing that, but we followed that path, and that's where it led to. All right, so now you should have your attributes in there.
Yep.
All right, so we are back on page 54. And let's go ahead and zoom in onto the social focus. Now, here's where it kind of you get to start develop your character a little bit more and get to know a little bit more. So, first off, as a social character, you're going to gain 2 free additional social skills right off the bat. So that's I'll remember that for you, but normally you should write that down. And you gain. Remember when I said all first rank characters start off with 5 attribute or 5 what am I thinking, abilities?
Mm-hmm.
2 of them now come from your focus. So if you see there where it says bonus abilities, go ahead and choose 2 more abilities from your social focus. Since you're doing this assassin information person, taunt, undermine, and silver tongue devil are what come to my mind right off the bat.
When I was picking the focus, what I was going with, excuse me, I'm trying to move my microphone back a little bit too, because I feel like I'm a little too loud.
No, you're
Is
fine.
that better?
No, you were perfect actually.
Oh, that's good. Sorry about that. So, the one thing that jumped out for me for the social focus was absolutely silver-tongued devil. Just the name of that ability. I'm like, yes, I would like that, please.
All right, we'll
Yep.
go ahead and grab that.
So, silver-tongued devil and taunt, I think, is what I'm gonna go with.
All right, brilliant. And we'll get into what those abilities do when we get to the ability section. You gain an additional 10 fatigue points. So on your first page of your character sheet, let me know when you copy and pasted those in, so I don't get too far ahead of you.
No, go ahead. So fatigue.
Go ahead and in the max fatigue, go ahead and put a +10 there because we're going to generate that in just a second. And
Okay,
now
cool.
you have a choice. Do you want me to roll your bonus heroic luck, or do you want to roll it?
What was the? I'm sorry.
So heroic luck, as a social character, you gain bonus heroic luck at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Which is important. Heroic luck is did out of print explain to you beanies?
Benny's. Yeah.
Essentially the same thing, except they are a very important currency in Legends of Chaos. You have a lot of them because you can do a lot of different things with them that alter the actual course of the game. So currently you have 6. Because
I'm gonna let you roll. I'll have you roll.
You want me to
See
roll?
if your luck with the dice is any better than mine tonight.
Oh, now look at all this pressure. Thank you.
Yes.
I will give you an additional 2 heroic luck if you guessed what I rolled.
It's a D10, yeah.
It's a D10. There's a 10. There's a 1 in 10 chance I rolled this. I'll give you 2 heroic luck if you guess what I rolled.
I'm gonna guess an 8.
All right, so you've got 16 heroic luck because I rolled an 8.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes.
You should have seen it. It tilted over to 10. I'm like, there's an 8. Okay, 2 more heroic luck if you guess it. So there you go.
Nice.
All right, so at the top of your character sheet, heroic luck is is based off of your charisma modifier plus any additional modifiers you got from your species, plus the fact that I just rolled an 8 and you got 2, so that's 16 total heroic luck. That's
Okay,
awesome.
16
That's
total.
yeah, and heroic luck is a very important stat. Humans and Elwyn tend to be the ones that start off with the most heroic luck. So
Nice.
here's it again. Look at this. I do this every time. Nope, I didn't do it. I actually closed it. I wish there was a way I could lock that in. Oh well, so page 54. All right. All right, so we're done with that. Next, we're gonna do a couple other things. Don't worry about the focus bonuses. And now we're gonna get into the very crunchy. This is the crunch in the peanut butter. So health points, like I was saying earlier, you're a small creature. You don't have a lot of health points. You're gonna don't get hit. Just don't get hit. Right? Stay out of combat if you can. So you're gonna start off with a base of 20 plus your stamina modifier plus your willpower modifier.
He could talk his way out of any fight.
Well, that's the hopes, right? So it's 20 plus your will plus your stamina, so that's 26 health to begin with.
Oh my. Oh, that's not the right window. I'm like, oh, 26, but I'm typing in fatigue points. Oh no. All right, 26 is the max health.
Yep.
Cool, and then I put it in the current health spot as well.
Right. So Kralis, in Legends of Kralis, health matters. Unlike certain games where when you get to 1 point of health, you're still as effective as you were at 20, 200, 300. Legends of Kralis doesn't work that way. The more damage you take, the less effective you become, and you actually have to start thinking about running. Because it gets to the point you're doing like, you're suffering minus 6 successes to any skill attempt that you're trying to do.
That makes sense, yeah.
And it sucks. Run. Anyways, fatigue points. Fatigue points are your stamina score plus your willpower modifier, plus any bonuses. So your stamina is 60, your willpower is 4, so you have a total of 74 fatigue, and that's also your current fatigue at this time.
Okay, cool. So 74 total current fatigue, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Right. Now we're going to work on your defenses. Now, Legends of Kralis has 4 defenses: physical, magical, divine, and Jinhur. And they are all and they all come from different sources, but they all have a base score of 30. So physical is 30 plus your agility modifier plus your perception modifier. So it looks like you've got 38, 50, 44. I was going to say 54. Wait a minute. Where did I get that extra 10? Okay. And your magical defense is going to be 30 plus your intelligence modifier and your stamina modifier. So it looks like 35. Don't get hit by magic either. Divine defense is going to be 30 plus your wits plus your charisma modifier. So that's going to be 41. And then finally, your Jinhu is 30 plus your will plus your intelligence modifier. 30 plus will plus intelligence. So 37. Not too bad. Not too bad for a first rank character. Really, not too bad. Right? Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. We're moving on. So your base movement is 10.
All right.
Your short little legs. Sorry. 10 feet.
My tiny effective legs.
Right? Your initiative is 19, which means you're better than most, but not as fast as some. So when we roll for combat and we do initiative, I'll call it the game master will call for initiative. You roll a d10 and add that to your initiative. So it can be anywhere from 20 to 29 for your starting initiative. Okay. Right?
Very nice.
There are monsters out there that have a standard, because they're small, they're feish, and they're from other planes, have upwards of 50 initiative. Yes, they will always go first, unless you have the ability that allows you to go first no matter how fast that they go. You always go first. Just, I'm going first. I thought that was cool. Now, heroic,
that sounds like how my kids play board games.
Like, I go first. No, I go.
Okay, I forgot that role.
Right. Heroic luck is like we just did. That is your charisma modifier, and if you had any negatives in that, you would have at least a 1 in it.
Oh.
Well, just, you got the hero start off with some luck, right? You got to start off with some luck, otherwise you don't live very long.
Yeah.
You're squishy.
You wouldn't get to be a very storied adventurer
right,
that way.
You're squishy. All right. And I just noticed that. So when I'm laying out text and playing with editing and stuff, text moves on me, and then I don't see it until I generate a PDF. Good thing we haven't started selling anything yet, right? So you have a choice, and most people have, it's been 50-50. Some people go with the average. Some people say, you know what, I want to roll it. What do you want to do about your height and weight? Do you want to roll
You
it,
know
or
what?
do you want to go
I'm
with
gonna roll it. Let's have fun with this. I'm
Alright.
gonna roll it. Let's leave it up to the dice. So, what do I need to roll?
So for you as a starting age, you would be a D5, which is rolling a D10, dividing it in two, and then adding 3 to it.
So let me move that over. D10 divided by 2 plus 3.
Yep.
Are we rounding up or down?
Roll around round to your favor as a character.
uh, I am. My character would be 5.
Well, that's not a bad age. Maddox only lived to the age of 15.
Oh, well, there we go.
So by
okay.
9, you're old.
Technically, so it would have been 4.5 technically, and my reasoning, and this is because simple brain. Well, if I round up, it'll be 5. Like 5 will, if you recall, the good old movies. 5 will goes west. An American Tale.
Right.
No,
I
mouth
feel you.
spoke.
Right there. I got you.
I actually ran across that video the other day on a streaming service. I was like, I really should watch this,
That's
but
a
not
good
right
movie.
now.
Yeah.
I have to ask what streaming service now, because that was my childhood obsession for some time.
I believe it was on Disney Plus.
Ooh, I will
Interesting.
have
I'll
to look for that.
Definitely look for that.
Fun bit of trivia about me, not that anyone asked. Not shocking, but my favorite character was Cat Wall, and that tracks with the fact that 7 times out of 10 I will prefer the villain.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that with you.
My favorite monster, and it's 100% thanks to World of Warcraft in Dungeons and Dragons, hands down, above all else. If I had to pick one monster, liches, all day, every day.
Interesting.
Although that changes depending on the context, because I'm sure that there are some monster friends, to use a gentler version of the term, out there, and in which case that is not the case. No, thank you.
Right. All right. So now you get to determine your height and your weight, if you so like. So the base height is 2'4" with a D10 minus 2 inches. So
Okay.
minimum of 3 inches to 8 inches, 3 to 8 inches extra height.
All right, so I'm rolling a d10, and then I'm sorry.
You'll subtract 2 from that.
All right, subtract 2. All right, that is 2.
So 2 foot 6 inches. You're not much higher than Elsa's character. Mootly's character. All right, so on the back side of your character sheet where it says personal information is where we're going to put your height and your age and your weight. All right, let's see how much you weigh. It's 25 plus 2d10.
Okay, 2d10 and then 25. Awesome. They got 30.
So you're 30 pounds?
So with plus 25, you said?
So 25 is your base plus 2d10.
I am 55 pounds.
You rolled 2 10s. You can't be
No, then I can't do math. So it's 25 is the base.
right. And then
Plus
what'd you roll?
2d10s.
Yeah. You add those together.
Oh. Okay.
No worries. What'd you roll?
I rolled 30, so I got the 10 on one.
So you got
sorry.
10. So you got a 10 and a 3.
read.
So you got 13.
I was looking at the percentile and it made me a little bit stupid.
Right? That does
I
that
got
with that.
12.
You
I
got
got
12. All right, so 20,
I can
so 37 altogether. Yeah.
in my defense, it is 12:30 here now, and
Yeah,
I
I
just
know.
realized that I was
Yep.
doing 20. Reading this as 20 on a 10-sided die.
No.
Make that make sense, because I can't right now.
It's okay. That's why, we started a little late, and I appreciate you. And its brain start to go,
This is a
what?
blast. I love it.
What? Brain goes, what?
This is what?
What? The brain starts to go, what? What's going on?
Yes.
All right. So you weigh 37 pounds. You are 2'6". You're not, I don't know. You're pretty well built. Either that, or you've got a real big dad's bod with a whatever.
Life imitates art and the other way around.
Right. So Manics are the only species to have heightened night vision.
Okay.
So right close to height is going to be your vision. Just go ahead and select heightened night vision. On the back side, you'll see there's a section called encumbrance. It should automatically be filled in.
1 second, I'm sorry. So age, there we go. Height, weight. So what was I'm sorry, what was my age again? 5.
5.
Height was 2'6".
2'6", and your weight was 37.
Okay. All right. I'm caught up, and then I see vision.
And that's select the heightened night vision, which basically means that unless it's an absolutely dark room, you suffer very few or any penalties.
Very nice.
Right. And there's other people out there that there are other species out there that can't see in the dark at all. Now, your encumbrance should be filled out with your max strength, your max lift being 270 pounds. So think about it this way. You're a 2'4" character that can literally lift, not necessarily walk very well or carry very well, 270 pounds.
Very
it's just
impressive.
the way it works. I mean, just the way it works. However, anything over 108 pounds worth of weight and you're like, well, that's light for you, and you're going to start suffering penalties. But that's a story for another time. Your initiative has already been filled out, which is good. Encumbrance, philosophies. Now, here's where we get into starting to decide what your character morality kind of stands for. There are 3 philosophies in Legends of Kralis. You can either be good, neutral, or evil. 95% of the population in the world is neutral, meaning that they do a little bit of good, they do a little bit of bad, and it all kind of washes out in the end. Good or evil, you have to work at. And I'm talking like good people, kind of like, just good people. And then evil people, right? People who are actively looking to hurt others.
I don't think, based on the way this is going, that Ezrin is the kind of person that's going to end up going down in history as a monster. But at the same time, he's certainly not about to have commemorative coins made in his name.
So neutral it is.
Yeah.
And it should already be selected.
Because, again, with the whole idea of getting secrets, not necessarily for the best reasons, so personal gain, but also obviously it could be beneficial to others. And then, of course, you have to consider the fact that he's also using some perhaps dubious means to do so, whether it's manipulation, trickery, whatever. So I'm vibing with neutral on this one. I think that's the best route.
Awesome. Our next big choice for you is going to be your aspects and motivations. This is where we really drill down into what at your core are you and what motivates you. And this is not something I can help you with. This is you got to take a second and read through some of this and figure out what fits for.
I'm going to take a look at that real quick. Yep. So for aspects, I was looking at charming.
Okay.
I'm looking where so I'm on page
62.
62. I don't see charming unless I'm missing it,
No,
which is
it's
very
again, I'm playing around with editing and I'm removing stuff and making, another pass through with a comb to get out editing errors. And I found it, and it's
I see.
boldness. And then when I said, okay, let's get rid of all the double spaces in the document, it took that double space away from the end of that and said, okay, we're going to move charming aspect up. So I'm like, ugh. And I haven't had a chance to,
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to go through the PDF yet. So
I got you.
all
I see
my
it. Yeah.
faults laid out for the world to see in all its glory.
See, I put pressure on you with the dice roll, and now I'm nitpicking at the spacing. Oh God.
You're just horrible. Horrible.
It's all right. We had to completely rewrite a ability after we made my character because it didn't make any sense.
Well, it made sense, but then I started to rewrite it, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. Let's rewrite it back the other way. Let's make this change, and that change made it sound better. So it's all about making things sound better.
There you go. On one hand, by the way, though, given the level of breaking things that you said, that's impressive. On the other hand, I'm viewing that as a challenge. So, oh boy,
I
see
bring it
see what I can
on.
break before this
Break
is over.
And I think I actually I haven't said it to a lot of people, Serby. I think you're the only one that I've actually told about the, or no, it was Nick, Lord Baron, if he's still on. I found a way to actually break martial arts. And I got to figure out if it's broken or if it's just highly specialized. Basically, at first rank, potentially, as a martial artist, you could have a skill of 75, which allows you to have 2 normal strikes and 2 quick strikes. And if you take, and then when you go to strike, you get a -10 to each of your attacks, so you can attack 4 to 10 times, right? But your score is going to go down. But then if you take the ability 51 Fighting Butterflies, you get an additional attack bonus for every attack you normally would do with the martial arts. So potentially you could have 6 or 7, possibly 8 attacks at first rank with your hands.
Yeah, I feel like that's some min-maxer stuff going on there. If you
Well,
do it
the
just
thing is,
right.
and here's the thing, Snark. Legends of Kralis doesn't care if you do that. We don't care. It doesn't care because at the beginning of this, I told you, even with your claws at 2 base damage, you have the potential to possibly kill something much higher in rank with you in one roll. It's not broken. That's the way we've designed the system. So min-maxing, it doesn't care. Min-max, great. So let's go have fun, because I'm going to put you in situations where it doesn't necessarily work.
Yep. Yeah, that's I think that can be applied to just about anything.
Right.
That's great.
I come from the philosophy. It says, yes, here's the dungeon. There are 9 million ways to get in and 9 million different ways to die. Good luck. That's just my, I'm not going to kill you right away, but I will kill you.
1,000 Ways to Die,
right.
The Legends of Kralis edition.
There is 1,000 ways to die. All right, so
and
now
the fact that he was trying to play a 4-armed bear. That
Nick, yeah. Nick, yeah. So Nick chose the Assyrian species. He focused in martial arts. Then he's taking Druid craft so he can polymorph himself into a 4-armed bear by 2nd rank. I'm like, that's cool. I like that. Super Saiyan is what he wants to be. I'm like, all right, we can do that. I can get you there. No big deal. Let me just bring in
God at rank 1.
Yeah, I'm like, that's okay. Let's just bring in this 5th rank monster that's got 4 attacks and it has a base of 100 points in its attack and does only 5 points of damage. Oh, by the way, it causes you to do X, Y, and Z. Good luck in those rolls. Yeah. All right. So motivations. What appeals to you for your motivation? What drives Ezran?
Excuse me.
I think I have two in mind that I think you're going to choose, but I could be wrong. You've already proven me wrong once.
Hmm. So now, yeah, now the pressure's on me. Damn. Okay. So I think I see one. Yep. I think I see both of them. And I dig it. I dig it. So I'm seeing mission motivation as a good one, and I'm seeing obscure knowledge motivation as
Ding,
the
ding,
other.
ding, ding. Those are the two.
Fantastic.
Where are the motivations on the character sheet? I'm looking at mine as well.
On the second page, second line, where it's got all your basic statistics, vision, height, weight, insanity, aspects, motivations, and there's a new. We redesigned the character sheet, Serby, just yesterday. So now reputation is a single number instead of some other things. And then there'll be reputation. So you're going. What are you doing? Mission or obscure knowledge there?
It was a very close tie. I'm gonna say mission motivation. And that was it's so close, but mission edges out just by a little bit.
Just by a hair. Really, brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, so mission motivation is also going to give you +5 reputation, which is the next score, which basically is 10. It's 10 plus any modifiers, and right now it's at 15. And that's more of the GM thing that you're going to track for the GM
Okay.
for the game. Now, the next big thing that you get to choose to try to determine more about Ezrin. Backgrounds. There are 13 or 14 of these bad boys, and you get to decide which one of those appeals to you. Now, what we've done in each of the backgrounds, I'll zoom in for anybody on Twitch that's watching, is each. I like Bounty Hunter personally, so I'll use Bounty Hunter. It comes with a little bit of idea of what you do. It comes with 3 different hooks that we've created. Now you can create whatever hook you like, but not everybody's going to be thinking about it that way. So we've created 3 different hooks, and then we have associated skills and associated bonuses with it. So, what's your pleasure?
Wow, just going through this real quick. I see one that I am really digging. Let me take a look at that a little closer, and we will see if that's where I'm going with this. I think that you have a suspicion as to where I'm going with this, by the way. I think you've got a hunch.
Fight one, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
So I'm looking at organization agent.
Of course you are.
I do have a question, and I'm sorry. This is the English major, etc. coming out in me. Jesus, I lost it now. Bear with me. Okay, the first hook. As well as reaffirming old contacts, so that you do not. Is it supposed to be lose or loose?
Wait, on organization. It's supposed
organization.
to. You do not. It's supposed to be lose. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and I apologize. That is
don't
a pet peeve of
apologize.
mine, so I'm
Thank
like,
you.
oh.
Thank you for finding something that in editing, when you read through it quickly, that one is not caught in the editorial software. 2 is often can be missed, when you read through things. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You have, I'm sure, read this about 10 trillion times at this point.
It's like seeing the forest through the trees. I can't see it very often anymore.
So, this is on. I imagine, and I know how that goes because again, after a certain number of times looking at a document, you have it is just.
There's been times I've looked at a word inside the game and I've looked at it going, that's not spelled right. That can't be spelled right. How do you spell this? I don't know. What do you mean you don't? Okay, look it up. Okay, it's spelled right. How do you spell this word? It's spelled this way. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And I have to Google it, making sure I got the right word because it's just, you look at a word and you start to convince yourself it's not spelled right. Like,
Yep.
that's not
Well,
that means. But thank you.
the point
Appreciate that.
the point that you know that you need to step away for a minute though is when you come across one of the terms that you made up and you realize that you spelled it differently throughout the document, and it's like, wait, which one is it supposed to be? I can't Google this. This is a thing that I made up. I need to okay.
Right, which is
Save
why I have a
close.
huge OneNote document of multiple pages and tabs that have got everything detailed down to what a word is and a term is. I've even got a chapter, an appendix that's going in the World of Kralis campaign guide that goes through and explains what each of the made up words are, what they actually mean, and how they mean in different cultures, right? If it's nothing that if it's nothing that changes, it's one thing. But if it's a word that can be said in common, but also in Ravad and Dehak, it all means the same. It's the same word, but they all have slightly different meanings. That's in there. So I've had to keep very strict track on everything I've made up, everything, because I have run into that. I'm like, that's not how you spell that. That's not how I spell that. Well, let's go check. And then I'll go to the document that I referred to. I'm like, that's not how it's spelled. And I literally have to go to the written down documents that I've got written. And like, yep, I knew it was not spelled right. So organization agent, brilliant. So you're on your second page, top of the page is your background. So just go ahead and pick organization agent. Yay! Now, the cool thing here is your background gives you some additional things. Organization agent. Good. So in associated skills and bonuses.
Okay.
Choose 3 of those that gain a plus 10 to.
Associated skills and bonuses.
I might
Talking about
suggest
reading through
that
stuff.
you give plus 10 to your convince. We'll bring it to a plus 20.
Okay.
That's my suggestion. I also think information gathering would be good for you, and either interrogate or stealth.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I'm thinking I'm going with convince,
Okay.
information gathering, and stealth. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Convince, interrogate, and
Like I said, either information
I
gathering
lied.
or stealth.
Convince, information gathering, and interrogate. Oh wait, you didn't suggest interrogate, did you?
Well, you can do
No,
interrogate. Absolutely. I
I
said
don't. I
this
don't
is
feel
what,
like that jives with this character as much though. So I like the idea of convince, information gathering, and stealth.
all
That's
right.
what I'm gonna go
All
with.
right. Okay, so plus 10, and then stealth plus 10. All right, now I'm really going to drive the knife in. You ready? Choose one
Oh,
of those
geez.
3 to become a super skill. It gains an additional plus 10.
Information gathering easily.
Brilliant. Yeah, Mootley sat there torturing herself over which one she should do because they're all so cool. Which one do I do? I'm like, your choice. All right, now in the associate, she was torturing herself.
Second guessing everything she did.
Well, it
pretty
wasn't so much second guessing. It's just like I love that. Oh, but what about this? And I'm like, yeah, welcome to 31 flavors. Which flavor do you wish? Right. So now in associated bonuses, you only gain 1 of these.
Okay. I want to play up the spy thing. So for me, it's plus 10 poison resistance. I feel like over time, this is a character who has dealt with some seedy things, whether it's by way of self inoculation or inadvertent exposure over time.
Understood. All right. So on your character sheet, down in the bottom gray box is a versus poison check. Put a plus 10 there.
Okay, cool.
All right, next page we're going to turn to, and I'm just going to say it, and Serby, you don't get to react. I want to see his reaction. Turn to page 69.
Haha, nice.
Why is that number like that? Why? I don't get it. I get it, but I
Because we're
don't get
guys.
it. I don't get it.
It's
Well, no, it's not even that. I've got some friend, even Mootly giggled at it. I'm like, why? What is with
the
this
law.
number?
It's the law of the internet. If the number 69 or 420 comes up, you are obligated
To
as a
snicker?
denizen of the internet to say, haha, nice.
Nice. All right. So one of the cool things about Legends of Kralis is your ability to. Good night, Boo. I love you. Saying good night to my son. Is you get to set your own experience table.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like in Dungeons and Dragons, you have a set experience table that they have created for you. Right. I believe it's like 300 to get to second rank, and so on and so forth. Correct.
I have only ever played Milestone, so I'm useless to you on that front.
Really, Milestone.
Yeah.
You miss so much with experience tables. But I understand.
I'm sure I do.
I'm sure. But I understand Milestone. It's just easy when you get to the end of an important section. Everybody rank up, and I get that. It's not an unpeeling thing, but yeah, we create our own experience tables. Now we do have in Legends of Kralis in the Game Master's Guide. We have, I think, 7 different ways that you can rank. You can help rank up characters. Options for the GM to be able to do things that he wants to do to make it easier and better for him. So let's find out what it's going to take for you to go from first rank to second rank.
Okay.
Okay, so on page 2 of your character sheet, there's a whole line there. It says species merit cost, focus merit cost, campaign cost, so on and so forth, all the way down. Your species cost, because you are a Manix, is a base of 1,000. This number will never change.
Okay.
Your next cost is going to be your focus cost. It will never change, and it's 450.
Okay.
Campaign merit cost is based off of whether I want you to, if we're tracking this, is for you to either go very fast or very slow. A low level kind of campaign, like a slow campaign type, has 800 multiplied by the rank. A fast campaign type is 200 multiplied by the rank. Since we're going to be doing like normal standard campaigns, it's 400 per rank. So just put 400 in there, and that number is going to change. There are 2 numbers that are going to change consistently. It's going to be the campaign merit cost and your ability merit cost. And we will come back and fill in that last number after we've chosen your first rank ability.
Okay.
So currently right now, you should have 1,850 merit to rank.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right. That is it for that. Now we are going to... And just for everybody at home that's watching, just in case you cares, Legends of Kralis is not a class-based system. But starting on page 70, what we've done is we've given you archetypes that would appeal to you, that you'd be able to figure out how to build your character. So if you want to be a fighter, warrior, or soldier, for example, we give you what selections would be better for you, what you should choose, these different things that'll help you build a basic first rank character. Same with thief, spy, assassins, or bards, wizard, mages, sage, or sorcerers, priests, clerics, monks, or bards, jinhur, mystics, and other categories. So just in case anybody is out there that it's like, how do I create this? Well, we've laid a roadmap the best we could with what we have to try to get that. Now we're almost done. We're actually 90% done with your character.
So I knew that I was going to enjoy this going into it. So that's worth mentioning. But I am very much looking forward to getting inside of Ezran's head.
Oh, that'll be interesting, especially as a spy. See what happens there. And there are a lot of organizations that do hire spies in Kralis. And then there's an entire, not an entire species. They're known for it. The Canis are known for their information trafficking. They're the canine species, and they're and I don't know if this is like a trope, but they're very much into investigation and tracking things down. Because they're
I can see
canis.
that.
Because they're canis,
Yeah.
right? They're dogs, right? That's part of their nature, and I like that concept of them. So we get to now choose and do your skills. And since you're with me, you don't have to worry about reading all the rules. But the rules here are they're very detailed, because the fact is that it's an open system. It's classless, right? So we've got to give you a lot of different concepts of how things happen, right? So you're going to start off with a number of skills based off of your intelligence plus 6. And because you're knowledge focused, you gain 2 more that are in knowledge. So that's a total of 8 skills.
That's very nice. I should also mention, by the way, that this system works well for me because I too lack class.
Stop that. You're a very awesome, loved, and classful person.
I had to because it was the easy play on words. I'm sorry.
Don't do that. All right, so we're going to go, before we actually start picking your core skills, we are going to fill out your basic skills section, which is that gray box at the bottom of the first page.
Okay.
All right, so I always get a kick out of this. So your jump is half your height, which is 2'6". So it's 1 foot. We're just going to round it down to 1 foot right now, plus 1 foot for every 25 strength. So that's 3 feet. Now, remember though, that's 3 feet straight up. You can jump up higher than you are in height, right? Now your leap is half your movement, and it's already filled out for you. You're lifting. Now people are like, well, you don't have an encumbrance of 200. Yes, that's how much you can carry. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's how much you can lift, right? So if you wanted to lift 270 pounds, was it? 270 pounds, which is based off your strength score, which is 54, you would need, let me calculate this out real quick. 270 divided by 54. You would only need 5 successes on your strength check to actually be able to lift that up. That's not a lot of successes. For you, though, that's a critical. You would need a critical to be able to do that. And that makes sense, right? I mean, literally, you're lifting up, what's 37? What is that? That's 6, 7, almost 8 times, 9 times your weight. Right? I mean, come on. Not even Arnold Schwarzenegger can do that. Not even the Mountain can. Well, the Mountain might be.
The Mountain doesn't count, though. The Mountain is in a class of his own at this
right?
point.
And so it's basically 54 for your lifting. Now, your basic swimming is 1 foot per 10 stamina fire. Now, again, this is doggy paddle. You don't really know how to swim, but you've been thrown in the deep end, and good luck. Fear is your willpower, which is 74, but you have a plus 10 bonus there, so it's an 84. Horror is your wits, which is 77. And then your poison is your stamina modifier, plus 10, so that's 70 total. While you've been playing around with poisons, you haven't developed a immunity to iocane powder. All right, we are done with your basic skills, and now we are going to choose your character skills, which is on page 77, by the way. Now, the reason why focuses are important, all the skills are divided into these 4 focus categories: combat, knowledge, social, and stealth. There's a general category, but the general kind of sits outside of what I'm about to explain. Because you've chosen social as your focus, as your focus, and I didn't mean 2 knowledge skills, I meant 2 social skills.
Okay.
Any social skill that you choose that's in this list becomes a focus skill for you.
Oh, nice.
That means it starts off with a base of 40, plus your attribute modifier, plus 10.
That's nice. I dig it.
All right. Unless, of course, it came from your background, then you can't double dip that. Give me 2 seconds. I will be.
You're where I was the first time, thinking about how do I develop this character more I see that look on her face, like,
Yeah,
where am I going with this character?
whenever I play whatever the system is, I really like to try to balance role playing, if not favor role playing over combat. I enjoy the combat too, but I really enjoy getting into the character, the escapism of it. So trying to make it a fully realized character versus like, ah, yes, this is my character, Beatstick McStabberton. He's going to fight his way through everything,
The murder
regardless.
hobo.
I guess when he is not stabbing things, he is making friends by way of his fists.
Yeah, I'm with you. I When I first started playing TTRPGs, it was very, very heavy on the combat side.
Mm.
And then getting thrown into the RP side made me realize I really need to start developing this character from the beginning, how they're going to react, how they are, what do they do?
That's one of my favorite things about how my first game ever was Day After Ragnarok, built out of Savage Worlds, right? So again, this character was a sort of doctor figure, but he talked his way through everything, and because of that, that the one session ended up getting extended by like 6 hours because the GM was like, "All right, so you've been captured by enemy soldiers," and I'm like, "Ah, or have we been captured?" And then you roll, and it's well, they understand that you're one of them, obviously, and just watching him as he got progressively more frustrated, um, which in hindsight, oh, I'm sorry, but it's
Don't be
you
sorry.
allowed me to cause this havoc.
That's what your character does. Don't be
Exactly.
sorry for that.
And that's the kind of thing that you should be like, but that's exactly what my character's motivations and
Right.
behaviors are, as opposed to like, well, I would go into town and murder everyone. It's like,
Well,
perhaps you need a psychiatrist in your life.
and what's interesting about combat within Kralis in general, and this is with any skill use, so long as it doesn't take a long period of time, you could attempt to use your convince in the middle of combat and you're about to get hit, go, whoa, hey, listen, let me try to convince you of this. And this is the reason why you don't want to, right? And for me, all that scene boils down to, and I hope you're a fan of, or you at least have seen The Princess Bride.
Yes,
So you remember
enormous
when
fan.
Wesley is in the bed and Prince Humperdinck's like, "You can't even stand. You might be right, pig. I might not have the strength, but yet again, I might." And he gets up and he's, "Drop your sword." That's a convince check right there. Like, all right, sit down. Okay, right? That's what you could do in the middle of combat. And
I love that already.
we've
That's gonna
had
be fun.
and very people, because everybody's really combat oriented, right? They go combat. I've got to use all my fighting skills. No, you can use knowledge and social skills as well. Like, you know what? You better sit down before you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh,
Yes, yes.
okay. What does that mean? What do you want me to do? Drop your weapons. But they'll kill me if I don't do this. I don't care. I'll kill you first. Convince check. Okay. They get a skepticism check. They drop their swords and fall to the ground. Like, it was interesting. So yeah, you can actually do those things with social. You can be a social combatant. No big deal. It works for me.
Very nice. I dig
So,
it.
what skills have you decided that are going? So you get 4 of these focus skills.
And so I'm picking from all of the skill, or am I going from social specifically?
Well, you get to choose from all the skills, but if you choose 4 skills from social, those become focus skills because you're social focused. Those gain an additional plus 10. But you can choose from any of the skills.
Yeah, while you were gone, the look of me mulling it over has
Yeah.
intensified.
That's what I heard Serby was telling you. He's like, I can see your face, man. You're mulling it over.
It's so I know at least one that I want to do from social will be etiquette, because I feel like that's going to be critical for the way this character is manifesting.
Okay, so is that going
Um,
to be a focus skill for you?
That would it would be a social skill, yeah.
All
So
right.
this one under social, so that would be a focus, I think.
Okay, so that's going to be so go to your character sheet, and it's going to be 55 because it's 40 plus your wits modifier plus 10, so it's 55. And then there's a little box next to it. Go ahead and check that so you know that's a focus skill.
Okay, this is on
This is on your character sheet, page 1.
page 1. Thank you. Oh, duh, under skills.
Commander Root. I don't know who you are, Commander Root, but I like Commander Root.
All right. What was the various things that went into it? So etiquette, I checked the little box.
Right, so it's going to be your skill, so it's going to be 40 plus 10 because you're focusing in it, and because of it's a wits skill, you're getting the wits modifier, so it'll be 55 altogether.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
All right.
And what did we say? We're 6 plus your intelligence modifier, so you got 9 total skills plus 2 from social. So you've got a total of 11, and you've just picked 1, which is part of your free social skills. So you're down to 10.
I'm gonna go with convince for the next one.
Okay, so that's going to be 60 plus. I bet you're going to go with charisma modifier on that, right?
Yes.
It's a focus, so it's going to be 60. It's going to be 70 plus 6. You have a convince skill of 76. That is epic.
Very nice. I'll take that. I feel like haggle is an important one to have, and that's the third in social skills then.
Yeah. So that'll be 56.
And before I forget, got to make sure I mark that convince and focus. There we go. So that's my 3 focus. Um, all right, so in stealth, I'm going to choose disguise.
Okay, so that's just going to be 40 plus your wits. So that's going to be 45.
Okay.
All right, you've got 7 skills left. Don't let those plus 20s go away in your information gathering and all that other stuff. They don't go away. They just, you could add more to it, right? But
Okay.
because it's kind of like is it trained? So it's not trained, which means that you could actually, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so information gathering, yeah.
So that's going to be 60, and it's going to be your charisma modifier. So that's going to be 66.
There we go. It didn't want to let me collect or click the charisma modifier box. It wasn't being cooperative. All right, so information gathering. Let me look at something here real quick. Yes, I like that. Not my best score, but read lips I think is appropriate for this character.
Definitely be interesting.
46.
Okay.
You've got 3 skills left. So, some things that are kind of important. Alertness allows you to spot things that are happening around you. That's very important. You may want to pick up a weapon craft, even though you may not use weapons. Having a pistol that you can actually aim and fire at somebody could be important. But you don't have to take it trained. You can take it, you can leave it untrained and just have it, which is absolutely fine. Skepticism allows you to. Skepticism is the counter to any convince checks.
Mm-hmm.
And then so alertness, skepticism, weapon craft, and I think that would be the end of what I would choose based off of my limitations on the skills that I have. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 3 left. So yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So let's go with those 3. Alertness first.
So that'll be 56. And before you make the final decision on whether you should have something, skepticism definitely or weapon craft, search allows you to. You can still use search untrained. You just may not find things as easily. But then again, if it's
I like those options.
Okay.
I think that works well with this character. So alertness, weapon craft,
and
skepticism.
Weapons. And now, so based off of your character on your attributes, there are 3 weapon types: strength, agility, and perception. Strength is obviously strength-based weapons that are heavier, thicker, and harder to hit. Perception obviously is going to be pistols, crossbows, bows, anything that you throw or use your vision to hit with. Your agility are going to be the smaller weapons. And there are smaller weapons like the Rovad and the Dax, which actually, if you're using them, give you a bonus to your physical defense.
I like agility weapons just based on my agility score.
Okay, no worries. So in the weapon craft there, in the little ones that in the little parentheses, put AGI. That way you know it's agility based. And we'll pick your weapon up in just a second here. Now, all these other ones that you got a plus 10 to and plus 22, you can choose. They're untrained by the looks of it.
Okay.
And what you can do is this. You can put these down in there, but generally it's I don't want you to get overly confused. And why is that number there? If you try to do a climbing check, you would have an untrained score in it, which is a basically 30 plus your agility modifier, because that's your highest, so it's 38. But you get a plus 20 to it, so it's really a 58. So you can just leave the pluses there, and you know that you gain a plus 10 to that, even though it's not trained.
Okay.
Or plus 20. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
All right, very good. And then your agility weapon over here will be untrained, so you may want to put that down. So that's going to be 30 plus your 8, so that's 38. And we'll figure out what that weapon total skill is out here in just a second. All right. We are 96%, 97% done with your character. Now comes the big choice. Remember at the beginning, I said that all Legends of Kralis characters come with 5 abilities: 2 from your species, 2 from your focus, and now the one that you choose that you're going to decide to go with, right? So on page, and we'll skip around here just that way you know where we're at. On page, the social skills start on page 126. But there's an index of the social abilities that gives you kind of, like a prerequisite or a description of it, or a benefit of it, on page 127.
Ooh, I overshot that by a bit. 175 is not what I'm looking for.
That's way too far.
All right. I apologize. By the way, this is streaming, and here I am, just like I'm very intent, like very focused on reading this.
Don't be.
Not exactly primetime viewing, as I'm like.
Well, you know what? I don't care what they're viewing. I want you to be awesome about it, and if they like what they're seeing, they're gonna hang around anyway. So.
Yeah, you don't seem to be scaring anyone away. That's for sure.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna think about this before I go with it, but I I went with that already, didn't I? Silver Tongue Devil.
Yeah,
I
that's
already
the one you
picked
chose
that.
from your social
Yep. Hmm.
focus.
Ah. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Question self.
Interesting. Now, before you actually choose that, you can also choose your first ability from general abilities.
Okay.
There are abilities in there that allow you to do different things.
Okay.
They're more generalistic, so they can do different things. Since you're more of a social kind of person in that, let's see here. Enemy mine, escape, expert pirates, extraction, faith. There's some fire, force, friend of the night. You need iron will to do that, but that we can work around with. Absent mind, ancient bloodline, and mobility. Happy vision with a sacrifice on Nash. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think that there's one that's called Panache. It's on page 158. If you want to take a look at that real quick.
Yes, I like the sound of that. I want to take a look. Also, I really appreciate, obviously not for my character, but I enjoy Children of Darkness. Just the idea of summoning bats, rats, or spiders to you.
Right.
But if I were to ever create a character to do that, I'm gonna make it the cutest and sweetest thing possible,
Oh
and then it's
no.
like, oh, widow old me, and then suddenly spiders. Just
So Mickey Mouse that summons spiders. Got it.
just makes me think of the sound. Here comes the boy.
Oh no. No.
Welcome. There's spiders.
You didn't. I can't believe you just did that. Oh no.
I'm sorry. Where's Panache? Oh,
Page
Jesus, my
158.
laptop moves. 158. Thank you. All right. 158. There we are. Oh my god, I love this.
Which one?
Unorthodox Tactics.
What does it say?
You have a knack for taking conventional battle tactics and turning them on their ear whenever you attempt something outside of the conventional rules, such as sliding under or across the table, leaping to catch a rope one-handed, dashing, etc. Um, hmm, I don't know if I like it as much now, but that's a really fun ability. I really like that. Shit. I think I've hit my Mootly moment because I'm like, oh.
We've all went through
Wow.
it.
Wow. Mootly moment. Oh my. Oh my. She's been oh no. I have to DM her that. Where is she? Let's see here. There she is. So Snark and Bourbon. Just coined a new phrase. Quote, a mootly moment. She's like, what comment? And I'm like, a mootly moment. You know, and the thing is, she's in Australia, so it's like
Noon
3 o'clock
there.
in the afternoon her time.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
she's a good like 10 plus hours ahead of us.
Yeah, what
Well,
time is
10,
it?
excuse me, 10 plus hours ahead of me. Again,
Yeah, it's
as the other
3:17
folks.
her time.
Oh, jeez.
What is the definition? She's like, haha, what's the definition? It is a verb or noun that states I cannot make up my mind. I cannot make. I cannot make up my mind because of all the great. I'm not gonna say awesome. I would say awesome, but I wouldn't say that. Choices of abilities in legends. In the moment. Or the inability to make my mind up because of all the great choices. A mootly moment.
Yep.
Again, going with the theme of this character and having a little bit of fun. I like stinging words.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot. There's a
Now I have to
modest amount through
know
that.
what does stinging words do?
Your words tend to cause opponents to flinch from the insult you hurled at them. As a move action, you target a creature with an onslaught of insults. It must make a wits check at a TS of 4. Those that fail become shaken. On the next turn, if you continue to hurl insults, they must make an additional wits check at a TS of 4. Those that fail are sickened. On the third turn that you hurl insults at the target, they must make a wits check at a TS of 4. Those that fail become staggered. The target must be able to hear you and speak the language you're using.
That's awesome, especially for your character with that silver tongue. A TS of 4 is going to be nothing.
And the ability that you will actually be able to pick up their languages pretty quickly.
Yep, that too.
Gonna cause some trouble.
All right, so she just responded with yes, no, no, yes, arg, no, wait, no, go back to the original arg, no, wait, yes, yes. Mootly moment, you are amazing that way. That was crazy.
Right. Very nice. I'm really liking this character. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this.
So what ability have you chosen?
I'm gonna go with Panache, singing words.
Oh, that's awesome. Let me show you this another ability called Yield. It's on page 136.
Okay. Yield. No, I'm sorry, 146?
136.
136. Thank you. Okay, there we are. Ability. Okay, yeah. So you were talking about this before. I stand by my previous statement. This is a Mootly moment because no, this is the one that I'm like really struggling with. When push comes to shove, I think I like yield. Yield edges it out a little bit more just because it goes with again the sort of silver tongue nature of this character. Like, hey, you know what? You're looking a little rough, buddy. Maybe it's time you put down the weapon and just we can talk this out more amicably, yeah? Versus like, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. How did you know? But wow.
Right?
All right, I yield it is. Yield it is.
All right, there we go. And yield. So what we normally would do here is on these particular abilities, what you would do is you'd fill in with the appropriate information that would help you register it if you needed to, or you could put the page number down and reference it in game however you want to, right? And each of the abilities that you've chosen take a little bit of knowledge on how to use them, right? So I would just write down the page numbers when you get ready to do it, reference to it until you get used to it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We are 99% done. There's only a couple things left that we need to do.
Sounds good.
First, we need to now fill out your, so it's 750. So on your character sheet, top part of the second sheet, ability merit cost, 750 goes there. You need 2,600 merit points to go from first rank to second rank.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't want to keep you up any longer than is necessary because you're back east and you are. Hello, Cat. How are you?
Hello, cat.
Hi, Dart. This is my desk companion when he decides that he wants to be a desk companion. Say hi to the world, Dart. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Why's your ear back? Scratching your ear. Something's in your ear. Why is it back like that? You want to lay down? All right. Do you know where to lay down? We'll lay down. Come over here and lay down. All right. Like I said, we're 99% done now at this point. The only thing that we have left to do is determine how much money you have at the beginning of first rank, and then you get to choose your. This is why I need a new keyboard because this keyboard is driving. It's a wireless Bluetooth keyboard, and every now and again it loses its connection. Like, oh, you wanted me to do something.
Yep.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Treacherous things.
See, it's even doing it now, which is why I purchased a new keyboard. Whoa. That is not like that. Anyways. All right, so we are on page 161. No. Stupid keyboard. Ah. Are you watching this on Twitch? Every time I hit the plus or minus, it's like zooming in or zooming way out. It's just driving me insane. Oh. Anyways, all right. So you are a organization agent. So you start off with 575 silver pieces. To that, you're going to add the blessings of the gods. Stupid keyboard, respawn, please. I think it's because the cat's laying where he's at. It's like it can't see what it's supposed to do.
Oh, jeez.
Why are you doing this? Come on, 575. So anyways, you start off with 575. Go ahead and put that in your silver pieces. Next,
Okay.
you get to choose. You get to do a blessing of the gods. You roll 2d10, roll as low as you can, and that's added to your total silver pieces.
2d10. And I'm sorry. So how do I calculate that? I rolled 2d10.
As a d100. Basically,
Oh.
it's a d100. It's 2d10 as a 100, not added together.
So I got a 9 on one and 10 on the other.
So the one that's in the tens place, was that a 9? Or was that the
Yes.
singles?
That's the singles.
Okay, so you rolled a 19. Awesome. It looks like you get an additional 600 silver pieces. So you've got
1175.
1175. And we'll just make it an even. Maybe we'll see here. We'll add another 50 to that because I'm going to give you a species bonus. So you're at 1225.
Nice.
Oh, sure. Now you're working keyboard. Ah. No, you're not. You're just teasing me, aren't you? Ugh. What is your problem? See, all right, 1275. 1275. Stop! Keyboard, be nice.
Nope, it chose violence.
It's definitely choosing violence. Ah! Stop! I hate you. I don't like you right now. It went all the way through chapter 3 and ended up in Divine Spells, chapter 4. Just by me trying to press the arrow to go to the next page. All right, so what you need to do is you need to decide if you're going to wear armor. Also, you have a maximum armor that you can actually wear based off of your strength. So you can't wear anything. You can wear ring armor, and that is it for your strength at this point. If you choose to wear armor. And then
I think I will.
Okay, so go ahead and purchase armor if you like.
Okay.
Are you choosing ring armor?
I think so, yeah. That's 300 silver, yes?
Actually, no, it is not. It's actually reduced to 3/4 of the total price because you're small and you don't take up as much material.
Oh, nice.
Right? So it's 3/4 of whatever that is, and my keyboard's going to be weird, and it's going to do something stupid. It's going to probably shut down my system because I'm hitting Cal. So what was that? 300 minus 70 or times minus 0.75%. So it's 2. No, that's not right. Yeah, it's 225 silver for that.
Okay. So that takes me down to... I'm on the wrong page. That takes me down to 1,000 then.
Yep. You just are not going to let me do what I need to do. All right. So on the first page under armor and defenses, type in ring armor there, and your armor absorption is going to be 11.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Very nice.
Stupid keyboard. Insane, I'm telling you. All right, so that picks up your armor. Now you get to decide what kind of weapon you like. Now, when you look at this weapon table, it's not as complex as you think. It's just a table. And since you work with pharmacy, you kind of you work with tables a lot, right?
Yeah. Quite a bit.
Yeah. So, since you're doing an agility-based weapon, go ahead and let's go to swords. I think that's where you'll find the best for it for you.
Okay.
Stop. All right, like I said, the small swords, which are like the agility, that are also agility-based swords, like the Dax and the Rovad, would be awesome. The Dax, so they each have benefits, and they each have, some are better, some are than others. So the Dax gives you a better defense, when you use it. So it gives you a base defense of +10 when you're using it, and it ignores 10 armor of your opponent that you're striking. Where the Ruvad increases your critical hit chance. Get down, thank you. Your critical hit chance, but it's not. It doesn't ignore as much armor, but it's also got more defense because of the way it's built and the way it's handled. The Dax is very much the Ruvad. The Dax is more of a Wazakazi sword. I can't say it right. Wazakazi, where the Ruvad is more of a short, thinner blade, a little faster in use.
I think I'm gonna go with the Ravad.
Okay, the Ruvad. All right. So in your weapons, where it says a weapon tack type, put in Ruvad. Your total skill is 38 because you didn't get trained in it, but you can use it untrained. So it's 38. Your base damage, I believe, is 5. No, it's 3. Your bonus damage, because you haven't had the chance to do it or take the ability, is going to have no bonus damage to it. Now, if you on your next rank decide to take Deft Strike, you can use your agility modifier bonus as bonus damage. Right now, it's just going to be 0. Your strike range is 0, and your crit range is ot1 through through 10. So that means anytime on a D100, if you roll a 1 through a 10, you critically hit on that.
Oh wow.
And it happens a lot more than you think. It really does.
I believe it.
Now, I would just copy and paste the special notes, which are the A5, B5, D15. And they're pretty straightforward, right? It ignores 5 armor. It bleeds. It causes your opponent to bleed 5 points of damage on your turn, every round. And then while you're using this, it gives you a +15 bonus. So technically, your physical defense when you're using this weapon is a 59. Which is really, it's better than average.
Nice. That's my physical defense while using that's a 59, you said?
Is a 59. So down in there in the mod, on next to physical defense, I'd put a +15.
Cool. There we go.
Okay. We are 99.5% done. And this next one, we can either do now, and I'm up for it. I don't know if you're up for it because I know you got.
I'm good. I want to see this through to the end at this point.
All right. Page 182 is the beginning of the adventure gear.
Okay.
And you get to pick your gear. You can either pick your gear like that, or you can turn to page. Really? You're just gonna run up here like that and just do me like that? Seriously? Ready? And up on your shelf. Ready? 1, 2. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Good landing. He's got his own shelf up there because he gets annoyed by the other cats. Or page 189, and you can pick an adventuring pack. It comes with the total amount of silver it costs and its total weight. We have the adventuring gear list because there are a lot of people like myself that love to nitpick and go through this stuff and go, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that 250 feet of string. I gotta have that. Oh, I also want this, right?
I think I like the burglar's pack.
All right. It's not because of the 10 ounces of blinding powder, is it?
I'll never say.
So what you can do with that is just go ahead and grab that all as a text.
Mm-hmm.
For right now, make it quick and simple. Copy that. Take it to your character sheet. 3rd page. and in your equipment, in your backpack, just put that. And there you go. I think we've lost Serby. He's still around, but I think
No, I'm
he's...
still here.
Oh, are you? Okay, you haven't said anything, so I thought maybe you just, you know, 'cause you guys are back. You guys are back east, so it's late for you guys.
Yeah, it's 1:38.
Yeah, it's
So
1:30.
I will be crashing hard, and then, like I said, I have the Death Wish coffee here.
I love that coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I'll
that
be
coffee.
brewing. I'll be brewing a nice strong pot of that for tomorrow.
And that ends your character creation.
Very nice. I'm gonna make sure I save this right now
Really?
before I screw that up.
And that
Cool.
is that. Now, yeah, it took us 2 hours to get through it, but we've also been chit-chatting and having fun and all that other stuff. So, Mr. Snark, I thank you for your time. Thank you for jumping in here and letting me torture you for these last 2 hours. I appreciate it.
It was not torture at all.
Well, Twitch appreciates it, and I hope that we are able to pull together a true one-shot game with this. But we'll see. Maybe Hello Operator will jump in and play some sort of fabulous kind of character, but we'll see if we can get him involved. Other than that, what'd you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really?
I'm looking forward to checking out this character, getting into his headspace, having fun with him.
It'll be interesting, especially with the spies, especially with the spy section of it. That if you ever got into a long-term campaign, would be very epic to play. Short-term one-shots are going to be kind of hard.
Not as easy to swing, but yeah, no. In the long, that's a long game kind of thing.
That's
and
a very
I
long
feel like
game.
that'll be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun. I'd love to have them play with that. All right, I know it is way past your bedtime. Thank you so much for joining me so late in the evening. I hope you have a wonderful night. Stay healthy, wear your masks, drink the death coffee.
Yes.
And I will catch you on the flip side on TikTok. And thank you.
Thank you. And of course, it wouldn't be me interacting with folks online if I didn't throw this out there. So, as always, good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, sir. All right, everybody. We'll catch you later. Stay legendary.